All right. Good afternoon. Very nice to meet with you, Julie. Thank you for your time.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you. And thank you for allowing me to record this portion of the interview. So we chatted and a little bit, and then we chatted again. So I wanted to really understand your resume, and I think that we understand it. It reads because you've done so much, it could read a little bit confusing. So I want to make sure that I point out a couple things that make sense that we clarified and we went over. So I'm going to
Yep.
just kind of frame up your experience here. So you worked for Breakaway Land Company for about 7 years. And I'm going to have you tell me all about that. You were basically accounting, broker in charge, assistant to developer. Then 2012 rolled around. There were some changes with the company. You started a family. So then you started doing more independent accounting and bookkeeping, consulting, some contract work to keep all of your skills super sharp. Then you said 2020 or 2021, you moved.
2021, we moved back down here. Yeah, but I continue to do that consulting work.
Perfect. Okay. And now, like everything is at a point for you in your career that you are ready to go back to work for a company. I wanted to shout out a couple things that I think are incredibly impressive. During that whole time, while you were doing your contract work, you got your master's in accounting.
I did.
You are a CPA candidate.
Yes, so I've passed the audit portion of the exam, and I continue to plug along at pursuing the rest of the exams.
Okay, wonderful. Do you have an active real estate license?
I do have an active real estate license. So I have an active license in Florida, and I have an inactive license in North Carolina.
Okay. Wow. Okay. And advanced accounting courses. I mean, that of course goes into play with your degree and such. So tell me how the account or the real estate side of your accounting came to be. So tell me about Breakaway Land. I know you already told me, but I feel like it's incredibly relevant for this part of the interview.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. So in 2005, my husband and a family member invested in, I think it was 80 acres in North Carolina up in the mountains. It was adjacent to a ski resort. So we moved up there to develop that property, which we did. And so I was pretty involved in all of that process, started the sales office, oversaw all of the sales employees, hiring, doing all of the payroll. I did all of the books for the business. There were several different companies involved in it as well. And so we developed that property, got involved with the ski resort, and invested in the slopes, and built a run that came down into our property. We planned and developed some commercial, the beginnings of a village center commercial area on the property, and then sold lots to property owners with the intention, the property owners who had the intention of building their homes for vacation home purposes. And so we built a couple of spec homes as well, and sold those. And so we oversaw a lot of the building process, and I did all of the accounting for that. I worked with the CPA firm on getting everything together for the taxes, and then as our exit of that company occurred, I maintained my presence in that company until all of those returns had been closed out, and that took a few years. We're still, my husband is still involved in that company. I am not.
Okay, thank you. So then fast forward, you started a family, and that's when you started doing a lot more contract work, finished your degree, got your master's degree. Now you're here in Florida. So tell me, how have you kept your skills sharp? What type of contract work have you done, and in any achievements during that time?
Yeah. So I worked with a lot of entrepreneurs, new businesses, and so I worked on quite a bit of uh, financial statements that were required for fundraising, that type of thing. I also worked with companies that were looking to expand, or franchises. So I just, whatever, somebody needed, I worked with them. I worked with primarily service businesses. And so one of my clients was a law firm. So I came in and kind of he had just acquired the law firm, and so I came in and, looked at the books and helped him make decisions on, how he could clean that up and collect money because they were behind, how he could analyze the performance of the attorneys, and set up some systems in place for him for that. I did some analysis for a cardiologist that was looking to open a new office, worked with an anesthesiologist company that was looking to open up a new company, and just kind of worked on whatever it was that they needed. I did that, and then I continued my skills by going and taking classes. So for my graduate degree, I had gotten my bachelor's degree in business administration, but it wasn't in accounting. So in 2018, I went back and took all of the prerequisites that were going to be required for the Master of Accounting, and then finished those up, and then went and got my master's degree.
Oh, very impressive. And tell me a little bit about like software. So you have QuickBooks, Excel. What does that look like?
Yeah, so I have still a few clients that I work with on QuickBooks. Happy to trade them in for a full-time permanent position somewhere, but they're just little small businesses, and I do their books for them on QuickBooks. So I work with QuickBooks that way, and I actually have worked with QuickBooks from early on. After I got my bachelor's degree, I worked with a couple of little companies that use QuickBooks. I'm pretty familiar with it. I have experience with Excel. So I've used Excel with all of the financial statements that I built for my clients, and always tried to do it in a way that it was really user-friendly, because often they did not know how to use Excel. And so I would do it so that they could do scenario analysis and, just change a couple of cells here and there to see how things would work out. I also used Excel while I was teaching at Winthrop, and had a couple of projects that required some of the higher functions of Excel. And so I taught the students that, and used it that way. I had some exposure to SAP when I was in graduate school. Let me see what else. I've used all kinds of different communications, like Trello, and I can't even remember all of them now, but all the different types of communications and project, management type of programs that some of the companies use that I worked with.
Sure. And you started to talk a little bit about Winthrop. And so I feel like it's incredibly important, because we touched on it, but to really point out that you didn't just support like audit activities, you taught it. You taught others.
Yeah, I taught it.
How
I had 42 undergraduate students and 12 graduate students.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Wonderful. Okay. You have so much more to go over. I mean, just alone, like with the statements that, month end, quarterly, all of those things go without saying that you've done. Budgeting, forecasting, your construction experience, the land experience, like you check all the boxes for quite a few opportunities here locally in Volusia County. So I'm thrilled to work with you. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this part of the interview, but don't go anywhere. We've got a few more things to talk about.
Okay.
I think I'm going to stop it. Hold on. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.